All right. I didn't mean to do that. We are at 5:30. Let me get this. There we go. Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, and I am here today to teach you how to hold yourself personally accountable so that you can access your best day in and day out. Got a couple little housekeeping things that are going to take place today. First of all, this is learning time, so go ahead and grab your note-taking materials, so that you can begin to get ready to learn all about this amazing thing that you have, the best organ in your body, that's called the brain. Additionally, you will need a second device, as we will be looking at the website, theturnarounddoctor.com, as well as the YouTube channel for your cognitive fitness activities for the day. That being said, go ahead on your own and inhale and exhale. I have rollerblade wheels on my chair and they're twisted. Go ahead on your own and inhale and exhale 3 times. Deep breaths. Okay, so how did we get here? Well, we got here through neurogenesis, and that is the creation of new neurons in your amazing brain. From there, what happens is you have neuroplasticity, which is creating new neural pathways in your brain. You add that to the 74 principles of real leadership plus the theory of personal accountability, and what you end up with is neuropability. And that is your brain's ability to wire itself to use the 74 principles of real leadership so that you can create unlimited pathways to personal accountability, allowing you to access your best day in and day out. Now, how does that happen? It happens in the executive function of the brain, which is located in the frontal lobe. And the executive function of the brain is known as the CEO of the brain. So without further ado, let the CEO do what it do. Okay, let's get this party started. We are on the website, theturnarounddoctor.com. Go to the 74 Principles of Real Leadership. That website again is the turnarounddoctor.com. The tab or the page that you will be going to is the 74 Principles of Real Leadership. Now, once you're there, you're going to scroll down. We are in the authentic section, and today we will be reviewing number 10, which is to help others. Now, what I have done is previously to this, I went over the 8 sections of Real Leaders Wear Pink, and now we are defining and understanding or deep diving into every principle of real leadership, number 1, so it can all be there here on the YouTube channel for you to understand it at your leisure if you need to catch yourself back up or refresh yourself. But additionally, to understand the principle. And part of that is to understand each word. And so as I have been deep diving into the principles, I have also been giving you the meaning or the definition or both of every word that is part of each individual principle of real leadership, so that you get it in all of its totality. So today will be no different. Going ahead to go over help others. Help is a definite. I gotta where are my glasses? Oh no, what do I do with my glasses? They must be in the bathroom. I'll get them when you all are working on something else. Okay, so help others. Help is the first word, and I do apologize today. We are having some beautiful air here in Las Vegas. I've already done my nasal rinse, and yeah, still congested. So I will then switch to a spray after the live. Help. The definition of help is this: to give or provide what is necessary to accomplish a task or satisfy a need, contribute strength or means to, render assistance to, cooperate effectively with, aid, and assist. I know that's a whole mouthful, right? Did you know? I looked at it, I was like, whoa, this is definitely is the full meaning of help others. Again, that definition is to give or provide what is necessary to accomplish a task or satisfy a need, contribute strength or means to, render assistance to, cooperate effectively with, aid, and assist. Okay. Good morning, Lola. For the visitors, if you don't plan on staying, now would be a good time to exit. I will not be greeting you just because you said good morning to me. That's not how this that's not how this goes, okay? If you plan on attending, then you can ask questions and participate at the end. But this whole, let's see if you're going to say hi to me while I'm in the middle. You're not a regular, so I will not be greeting you today. If you're here to drop in, you can drop out. I will say the definition of health one more time. Good morning, Lola. Give or provide what is necessary to accomplish a task or satisfy a need, contribute strength or means to, render assistance to, cooperate effectively with, aid, and assist. Okay, that's the definition of help. And now, others. That's people. You're helping others. So you're just think, oh, I'm going to just help somebody, but it is very defined. You are providing what is necessary to accomplish a task or satisfy a need. You're contributing strength or means to, rendering assistance, cooperating effectively with, aiding and assisting. That's all wrapped up in the definition of the word and the full meaning of the word help, and then help others. So you're helping other people. So you're doing all of that for people. Now, why don't people help others? And go ahead at this point and throw out some answers. Why do you believe that people don't help others? And remember, ... if you are answering the question. The question is, why don't people help others? So why do you believe that people don't help others? And Kevin, you have said selfish, or they only have enough for themselves. And if you haven't done so, please, not please, go ahead and vote in the poll question. And when I was reviewing this yesterday, and again, I like preparing for the live the morning of, so I was just understanding which principle we were going over and getting ideas in my head. And I was actually surprised, number one, by the full meaning of help, but also the reasons why people don't help other people. I had my own answers, and then I researched and found that there was more answers that I was unaware of, which I thought was interesting. So as soon as Nola types in her answers, then I will reveal what answers are taking place in my notes. Did y'all hear that? That didn't sound good at the golf course. That sounds like they dropped some stuff. That's more than just cutting grass. I typed it already. I did not see it. So see, Kevin, today is Nola's day for her answers to not be seen. If you could type it again, Nola. It was deleted. So it said, oh, it was held for review. So type it again and take out whatever you believe held it for review. It says view message. Oh, I got it, sweetie. Never mind. You don't have to do it. Okay. Yeah, because So that's what happens. So now I know when that shows up, that's great. Now I know when that shows up that I can just read it myself and see if I'm going to keep it because they are jerks. Okay, cool. So the answers that were revealed to me today is number one, the desire to help. So people lack the willingness to assist. That's number one. They do not have the desire to help. Therefore, they are not going to help. Then number two is help attainability. Have the ability to assist. And that's what Kevin said, is that they may only have enough for themselves. Number three is fear of rejection. So fear of rejection. If you offer your help, somebody might say, I don't need your help. You can take your handouts and all that. I don't want your help. So fear of rejection. Fear of judgment. Why you helping them? They don't, well, you over there helping them and they, so now you won't do it because of what some other person or persons might say. Lack of awareness that help is needed. If you are not aware that help is needed, then how can you help others? And then finally, and most importantly, emotional drain. Helping others takes away from your mental health. Not only does it, because I mean, if you have a lot of money, writing a check is simple. And if you have a lot of time, doing that is simple. But when you don't have those resources and you're still helping others, even if you're helping others because of from a mental health perspective, you're helping aging parents, you're helping people in your family with special needs, that becomes an emotional drain on you, which which you would say, you know what, I can't do it. That drained the shit out of me, and I'm not going to be able to do it. So that's what's not going to take place. So again, the six are the desire to help. So you lack the willingness to assist. Number two is help attainability. You have the ability, you don't have the ability to assist. Number three is fear of rejection. Number four is fear of judgment. Number five is lack of awareness that help is needed. And number six is emotional drain. So with that being said, what questions do you have about help or why people don't help others before I move on? Got it. Nola has no questions. Kevin has a question. Good morning, Sabrina. I believe they are finished. I don't know if y'all can hear them, but I think they're done now. Obviously, Nola can hear them. Okay, help me with this. Give me 1 second, Kevin, about the sneeze. Hold up. I think about the sneeze. And my tripod broke, so. All right, help me with this. You're my usual drive to work. Yes, ma'am, and you are listening. Help me with this. Is it rude that I don't say good morning like Lola does? I just don't want to interrupt you. No, Kevin, it is not rude for you to not say good morning. It's perfectly acceptable. People give the greeting of the day if they see fit. So I don't believe that it's rude at all. The people that are just jumping on to say hi just want attention. And that's why I said that. If you are a person that consistently attends the lives, or you are a person from before, like Lorenzo will come in and there is this connection that already exists. I have no issue with looking down and saying good morning as I am pausing and switching to the next sentence. So definitely not rude. Thank you for asking the question, but it's those people who jump on, because notice they jump on as soon as the live is on, and then they say hi, hi, hi very quickly because they want you to say something to them. It's a thing. And they do it on all my lives. They do it on TikTok. They do it on Instagram. So on Mondays, when I have 3 lives, it happens at the beginning of every live, sometimes midway through, depending on if the Monday is a holiday or not. And then we don't see them for the rest of the time. So they're just jumping in to see. It's like a game. Let me see how many people on lives that are on lives will say hi to me. So that's why I don't say hi to them. Does that greetings from Indonesia and how are you? As that so it definitely is about them, because what should happen is I'm new here. What's this live about? So even that question I will answer, but just that hi to be dropping by, doing a drive by, absolutely no. Okay. All right. So how do you help others? Okay. Glad you asked. So this is the part that I thought about yesterday is what is the difference between being an enabler and helping someone? Because when we're at appointments, Nola and I will ask her, do you need support? Because if I say, do you need help? Then she'll think, I think she's incompetent. So I don't ask her that question anymore. I say, do you need support? Would you like some support? What support do you need in this task at hand? But here's the difference. So when you are helping others, the first thing you do is that you don't want to be an enabler. And what is an enabler? An enabler is one that enables another to achieve an end, especially one who enables another to persist in self-destructive behavior by providing excuses or by helping that individual avoid the consequences of such behavior. And I'll say that again and then I'll explain it. One that enables another to achieve an end, especially one who enables another to persist in self-destructive behavior by providing excuses or by helping that individual avoid the consequences of such behavior. So that means that you are an enabler. If anybody has ever had an addict in their family and you consistently are there picking them up as they fall into holes, relapse and come back and relapse and come back, and you are consistently there making excuses. Well, you know, we got a bunch of addicts in our family. Well, you know, they're just struggling on hard times. Well, you know, they got ADHD. Well, you know, they suffer from depression. If you keep saying that, you are enabling the person and you are violating rule number 1 or principle number 1 of real leadership, which is to hold yourself and others personally accountable. So we know Lorenzo, who's drops in sporadically, is suffering from addiction. And I hold Lorenzo accountable and say, get your ass to a meeting, get you a spot. I'm speaking sobriety every time for Lorenzo. I do not say, oh my goodness, well, you know everybody. And then no, because it's recovering, ing. You are never not recovering until the day after you are no longer here. You could be 35 years and have a relapse, 33 years, 40 years, 10 days, and it can happen. And so the support or the help I'm providing is get you a sponsor, get to a meeting, call somebody. Don't go to wet places. If somebody is an alcoholic, sit on your hands, shout, sleepy, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Don't make no damn dumb decisions because you're sitting in your amygdala. So all of that is help instead of enabling. So it's like, well, I need $20 for what? I'm hungry. Come on over to the house. We got food. I can cook. It's going to be a good meal. You can be licking your fingers when it's all said and done. But money, I will not be giving you. Need a place to stay? Okay, cool. They got sober living houses. Let's go check you in. Let's do that. So, and that's just one example. And they used it in the definition, they used somebody that was having substance abuse. But you are enabling if somebody is just lazy as shit. And they just, I can't get a job. You know, and my daddy left me when I was 2 and I didn't get hugged by my mama enough. And, you know, I was assaulted when I was a kid and I was, yeah, but you 40 years old now. What the hell? Come on now. At some point, you got to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going forward. So you are not enabling. And again, I want to just reiterate the definition. So you heard the definition of an enabler. Let's go back to the definition of help. To give or provide what is necessary to accomplish a task or satisfy a need, contribute strength or means to, render assistance to, cooperate effectively with, aid or assist. That's help. That's what you are doing when you are helping someone. But at no point are you, in the last sentence of enable, is to provide or provide excuses, or by helping that individual avoid the consequences of such behavior. What you are not doing when you are helping somebody is allow them to be unaccountable while you are providing the help that they need. That's what you're not, and that's what enablers are all that codependency that happens in those doggone dysfunctional relationships is that you are not holding that person accountable to say, look, dude, you're going to stop this. You can't keep doing this. Don't keep going back to that abusive person. Stop. Don't go back. Don't go come over here and stay over here. Don't go back over there. Well, I know, but then you love them and love hurts. No, it don't. That's the one thing that I do not like when people say love hurts. It doesn't. I'm a Christian. If you look up the actual definition of love, it don't say hurt nowhere near it. Love is patient. Love is kind. It ain't hurt. Love ain't a punch in the face. Love ain't infidelity. It's not that. Unaccountable people got you saying love hurts. It don't. It actually don't. Hurt hurts. Okay? Pain hurts. That's what hurts. Hurt people. Not love people. Love people don't hurt people. That isn't what happens. So don't enable anybody, to include yourself. You don't even get to let yourself off the hook. That's why personal accountability is number one, is hold yourself personally accountable to become your best. And then everybody else. You got to fix you first, character defects and all. So I'm not talking about enabling. I will never enable. And I got a life that I could have been a victim. They always say, well, I say I could have been a villain or a superhero, or, I could have been a drug kingpin person or not. I use my talents for good, not evil, but I could have been a victim. You know how much stuff has happened to me? I could still, and then they said, and then I just need some help because my daddy died of cirrhosis of the liver, my girlfriend died, and my husband cheated on me. I just, oh my God, I just did that. Oh no, it's so terrible. Oh, we gonna help you, sis. Go to the church. Yeah, Sister Thomas, we gonna help you. Oh man, you won't believe what they did. And then he left it with all this bad credit and everything. I know. Yep. And the bills get repossessed. I tell that story like I tell everything else. It's the same equivalence. It's like me becoming a commissioned officer, me getting cheated on and getting divorced. Same breath, same everything. So there is no victimization over here. And people love acting like a victim because then they know you're going to enable them and they never going to have to be personally accountable. That's why I don't talk to my immediate family. No contact. Absolutely not. We're not going to keep, this is a never ending cycle. This is never, ever, ever going to end. So I'm going to end it. No contact. Okay. So no enabling whatsoever. Never, ever, ever. You are never. Personal accountability and enabling are like oil and water. It don't mix. So don't do it. So now that that's clear, how do you help others? Number one, you determine what help is necessary. What help is actually necessary? And then number two, you determine if you, to quote Kevin, to caveat off of Kevin, what he's saying, is you determine if you have the ability to provide the help that is needed. Determine if you have the ability to provide the help that is needed. Number three, develop a strategy to provide what is needed. Number four, you execute that strategy for help. And then number five, you follow up to determine the effectiveness of the strategy as needed. So number one, you determine what help is necessary. What help do you need? The person should say, hey, I need you to help me take this table upstairs. Okay, cool. Number two, determine if the ability to provide if you have the ability to provide what is needed. How much does the table weigh? 20 pounds. Got it. How much does the table weigh? 600 pounds. No. We do not have the ability to do that up these winding stairs. You're going to have to call somebody else, actual movers. Then develop a strategy to provide what is needed. The table weighs 20 pounds. Do the legs come off of it? Okay, yes, they do. We can take up the tabletop first, take up the legs next, and then we execute that strategy that we've had. And if it's not a one-off thing, then you will follow back up if it's long-term. Now, there are two types of help. Singular help. When we are at appointments, people will say, can you help me move this? Can you change the light bulbs? That type of help is one-off until 2-3 years from now. These light bulbs last longer than that until the next thing needs to happen. But there are longer term situations where you would help somebody. I am helping Nola with her business, and that is long term. So there are other things. People need medical help, work related projects. Kevin, you are building houses and renovating houses. And so these are longer projects, and you need people to help you do that. If you and your wife tried to do that, Lord knows y'all would be in traction. and no house will get built. So you need help with those projects to get them done so that people can have housing in your area. Education, you need help. You got to have professors. If you are doing private education, it has to be funded. So these long-term projects require the same 5 steps, and you just ensure that's where the follow-up comes in. So if you are in school every semester, you're checking your grades. You're checking to make sure that there's funding for the next semester. When you have a housing project, you're checking with the project manager, general contractor, and you're saying, okay, did the drywall get up? Are the floors in? Did we take out the old toilets and put new toilets in? And you're checking to ensure that everything that you need help with or that you are helping with is going according to plan. And if it's not, then you have to adjust the strategy. So how will you determine if it's help or if it's enabling? You will determine if it's help or if it's enabling, because when you are helping someone, based upon the definition of help, you have to be in your frontal lobe. That's the only way you're going to be able to make an assessment of what needs to be done. Can you do it? You are in the frontal lobe. You are doing all your cognition, your logic, your reasoning, and all of that. And you are yourself. Now, when you are enabling, you are in the amygdala. You are in the doggone limbic system. You are in that emotion center that's located in the temporal lobe, because most of the time when you're enabling people, you're not yourself. You're doing things that goes, you're not in integrity. You are not using your no debates, and you are over here enabling somebody to do something that's destructive to themselves and potentially others. You are helping them make excuses. And so you are in your amygdala. So you got to ask yourself, when someone says, I need some help, if you go, right? Now, in one instance with Nola, when she was putting bidets on toilets and water was everywhere, and I told the neighbor to come on because I was in distress, he could understand what was happening. So that's different. But if somebody's like, I need your help, and it happened again, and you go, oh, God. And then you start assessing what's taking place. If your amygdala gets hijacked and you're thinking, here we go again, last time, I thought last time was the last time, then the answer is no, and you're not going to enable the person. Now you can. I have not been successful with this. When a victim is looking to be a victim, and I have attempted to say, well, I can give you some support. Here's what I can offer. When they say no, I understand that they are literally looking to be enabled and they actually don't want help. I have a story. We lived in Michigan. We used to go to Lou's Deli. No, the Bread Basket. And it's a corned beef pastrami place, a deli, a kosher deli. And outside one day, I can't remember if you were with me or not, Nola, but there was a gentleman out there and he said that he was hungry and could I get him a meal? And I said, yeah, come on in. Order whatever you want to order. He came in, got a big order and ordered his food and left, and he was very gracious. And that was that. There have been times when people have said they're hungry and I've said, come on in, I will get you a meal. And they have said, nah, I want the money. Okay, cool. Then you're not hungry. Because if you're hungry and you standing outside the place that you're trying to eat at, come on. Just order whatever you'd like to have. And now you can understand the difference. But if you go ahead and you keep that person that just keeps calling you 3 days before their payday because they know you have money and they say, I just need a little bit of help till payday, like Wimpy, I want a cheeseburger today, I will gladly pay you on Tuesday. And you get this gut, because remember, you got to listen to your gut. Your gut is going to tell you, something ain't right with that situation over there. I'm good. I'm not about to enable you with that. And I had this one time, it was a young man and a young lady, and they were in a minivan at the gas station, I think about 18 months ago. It was hot outside. I don't think it was last summer. I think it might even be 2 years at this point. And he had a cast on one of those braces when you play basketball on his leg, and he was sitting in the back seat. And we were getting gas. And he was asking people for gas. And he was saying, yeah, if you give me some money for gas, whatever. I was like, nah, I'll do it myself. So he's trying to come out, and I'm putting my card in to put some gas in their car. I think I put like $40 of gas in the car. And he's like, thank you, auntie. And she's like, thank you, auntie. I'm like, don't call me auntie. I don't like that shit. I ain't your auntie or whatever. And it just didn't feel right. And I will give people, I will walk up to people here. You can take this, you can take that. People standing there, Whole Foods. I gotta tell me, give them the money, all the cash in your purse. Here you go. No questions asked. They wasn't standing there asking me for no money. We've been to Del Taco. I didn't see the mom trying to feed her kids. I'm like, whatever she need, we got it. Right? So no problem. But it didn't feel right with me. And lo and behold, like a week later, they was at a different pump doing the same thing. And it took Nola. I said we was on our way to an appointment. I said I should go over there and fuck them up right now, lying. I was livid because I knew instinctively. I was like, something just ain't right with this. This just don't feel right to me. And they was back doing the same exact doggone thing. And I said, that's okay, because something y'all gonna get y'all for sitting up there trying to say, well, we just need a little something. I was like, how? How y'all? And same story, same everything. He in the back, leg messed up. He on his way because it was during summer league, so it's making it seem like they was playing basketball, but they wasn't. They wasn't at all. And then I even had somebody in the parking lot of Sprouts come up to us and say they was living in their car, and I was like, "You living in your car?" I said, "Really? Where the car at?" So I'm like, "Yeah, something ain't right." We walk over to the car. I'm like, "How you got registration? How you got this year's registration on your license plate? And you living in your car? When did this happen?" And now she's like, "Well, no, because I was like, but I don't see no evidence. Like, what are y'all sleeping? Where the pallets at? Why don't I see anything that resembles where the suitcases at?" So at that point, I was like, nah. I listened to my gut that time, and I was right. But most of the time, I am correct. In that instance, they got me. It was $40. It is what it is. But the point is, you can instinctively feel it. And if I had known about all of this with the brain 2 years ago, then I would have been like, you trying to hijack my amygdala? The answer is no. Absolutely not. Ain't going to happen. So when you are in your frontal lobe, you are helping people. And when you are in your amygdala, you are enabling people. What questions do you have about how to help others, how to not enable others, and the distinction between the two? Please repeat 3 through 6. Okay, give me a second. Number 3 is develop a strategy to provide what is needed. Oh, wait, it's 5, Kevin. So 1 was just telling you the definition of enabler, and then that was separate. So the actual steps, I'll just go over them one at a time just to make sure you have them. So how to help others. Number 1, determine what help is necessary. Number 2, determine if you have the ability to provide what is needed. Determine if you have the ability to provide what is needed. Number 3, develop a strategy to provide what is needed, because you don't do anything without a strategy, even if you're helping others. Develop a strategy to provide what is needed. Number 5, execute the strategy. And then for events that take help over time, not just like helping somebody take something up the stairs, you have number 5, follow up to determine the effectiveness of the strategy as needed. So for you and all your projects long term, determine if that help strategy is working, if you need to make adjustments, and if it has sunset and you're done, then you're good to go. But over anything that's not this one-time moment, you're going to have to follow up. And you're also following up to see if people did what they needed to do after you helped them. And when I used to teach business strategy series, it was a 6-week course. I've said this before at the Urban Chamber for business and marketing for startups all the way to existing business owners. But 90 days after they finished, we will follow back up with them to see if they had actually executed the strategies that they said that they developed in the course. Were they on track or were they not on track? So that's where that follow-up came from. It actually came from continuous improvement process at Frito-Lay. Step 7 is follow-up to make sure that everything you said you were going to do, you did. And if you didn't, what happened? So let me know if you have them now. Okay, got it. Now we're going to go to the social media tab and go to YouTube. You will get to the YouTube homepage. We're doing a desk talk today. And you want to, after 10 years. There we go. So you're going to do the down arrow on the Dr. Donna's Desk Talk playlist. And you're going to be watching the video is 3 minutes and 53 seconds. And it is after 10 years, I had to get a new desk chair. After 10 years, I had to get a new desk chair. I have on a fuchsia V-neck shirt and a mushroom wig. So again, it's Dr. Donna's Desk Talk. Scroll down, use that little down arrow. After 10 years, I had to get a new desk chair. 3 minutes and 53 seconds of fuchsia V-neck t-shirt. And then just give me a thumbs up that you're there so I know, because while y'all are watching it, I'm going to go grab my glasses out of the bathroom. Are y'all there? Remember, thumbs up if you're there. Or yes, there, something. Okay. All right, now I can go get my glasses. Got my goggles. Okay. Write these notebooks out. Well, it's the marriage here. All right, Kevin. We sometimes choose to suffer in comfort before we switch to something different, to that which will give us relief. Yeah, so this is, oh, y'all can't see the chair because it's a green screen background. Yeah. Right, so it's a perfect example of staying in Loserville versus learning how to hold yourself personally accountable and being in a better situation. And this chair is actually comfortable. Once I put the rollerblade wheels on it too. It's really, we had that from a client. The actual wheels. She had a different chair. She told us about it. So that if you think of rollerblades, they do more than just the wheels on a normal computer chair. So it's a great idea. I'm sure you can order them now without having to have rollerblades. Kevin, what do you use to shave your head with? I'm always interested in when people are. Do you use clippers or shaving cream and blades while Nola's typing her stuff up? And do you get ingrowns? Cream and a razor. Yeah, that's what I use. Do you do it more than once a week? I got a sweet spot. Yeah, I can go 7, maybe 8 days. I should have did it yesterday. I didn't. And last night, ingrown hair came in. So I gotta wait. It's actually hard though with these headbands because in the summer they rub. And, you know, that's an ingrown hair waiting to happen. Twice a week. Yeah, I wish. Not that it goes fast, it's just double. All right, Nola got a lot to say. If something isn't working, it means it needs to change, i.e. 27 players injured might need to change what you're doing in practice. I had to work on this because I would be stubborn and just keep doing the same thing even when it wasn't working. I'm better now. Yes. So, and I've said this story before. Kevin, you can appreciate this. So for the first 8 months that Nola was in business assembling furniture and everything else, she was wearing some Chuck Taylors that she had from school and no knee pads or back brace, and she has scoliosis. Even though her mother was saying you need some PPE and no gloves for 8 months. 8 months. Yes, going to appointment after appointment after appointment. No back brace, no gloves, no knee pads, and Chuck Taylors. But now she has a back brace, she has knee pads, she has gloves, and she has slip resistant shoes. And it only took 8 months to get that party started. So, yes, she definitely is her own person. All right, next on the list is if you go down to, hold up. Give me a second. Okay. If you go down to the A and Q playlist and you're going to go use the down arrow, you will be doing the what is this? And I have on bangs, long hair, and a gray shirt. It is what is this? What? Yeah. Yes, that's it. Youth. It's because she was 18. Trust me. She had been 20 anything. Yeah, that was not going to work. But it is the what is it under the A and Q. So you're going to be an A and Q, use that drop down arrow. And it is what is this? What is this? I have on long hair in front with a gray shirt. What is this? That Cardi B sound. What is this? What is this? Oh, and Lola, you're on here. You can appreciate it too. do, 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 do. Yes, that was bad. Nope. Okay. Wednesday. I mean, actually, probably Thursday, because of what tomorrow is. Got Wired Wednesday tomorrow. Okay, the A and Q was what is this? What is this? Scroll down. You're going to need to use the arrow. What is this? I knew I was going to feel it from those doggone. I don't have to use the heating pad. Those put those chairs in the boxes on Sunday. They told me I could do something else on this. Um, and I don't see a new button. So I don't know. Kevin, did you get it? Okay. If you don't address it, you condone it. This is what I told my son when he asked me why. I always want to know, why is he asking me for things he don't need? Yes. Yes. If you don't address it, you are condoning it. Enabling and supporting are two different things. That is correct as well. And then I'm gonna do the poll results. If you want to go ahead and explain your answers, because before I forget and we get out of here. And here's what I will say while you're doing that. Personal accountability is a challenge. It actually is. It is the most challenging thing that you will do for yourself in your entire life. Now, if you are a parent, that's the most challenging. A good parent, a responsible parent, a personally accountable parent, that's actually the most hardest thing that you will do in your entire life. But the thing that you will do for yourself is hold yourself personally accountable. It's challenging because you have to do it no matter what else is taking place. You have to be personally accountable to you first, no matter what else is taking place in the world. And you have to wake up every day and do it every day, every day, every day. And as I mentioned, Kevin is coming around third on his 90th day. 80 to 90 days is when people start feeling either inflated, deflated, or agitated. I needed another 80. And so what will take place is you will say, I got this, I'm going to keep going, I'm tapping out, or you want to quit. So then what will happen is, and I've noticed this because this is cycle 5 of this occurring, is that there will be personal attacks on me. So this time, with June of last year, I had 2 people that were doing it, and they both popped off on a lot and went completely ballistic on me out of nowhere. I was like, what the hell is this? So as you continue to take challenges and as you continue to do this, I say you hit a wall, and either you're going to break through or you're going to break down. And I understand it's part of the process. Anybody watch the SEAL Team movie when they say, ring a bell, ring a bell. And on 0 day at Air Assault School, they trying to get as many people gone as possible. Gone, 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 gone. Airborne School, the whole thing is to weed people out. As I have mentioned, I started at Cass Tech High School in the fall of 1987. There were over 1,400 freshmen in the class. We have been the biggest freshman class in decades. 602 of us graduated out of over 1,400. That means 800 and something people left. That's more than half of the class. And so I recognized that. And initially, I used to take it personally. I'm like, dang, why are people dropping out? What's going on? What can I do? And what I know to be true is that this ain't about me. This is not about me. That's why I say there's no hero worshiping over here, no fandom, no bow down, bend the knee, kiss the ring, none of that over here, because this is about you versus you. And Jim Rohn said you will find a way or you will find an excuse. So when you get to your moment, your 90 day, happen again at about day 270 for some reason, and then you kind of get to your 365 days and you good. If you can make it all the way to 365 days, you're definitely doing good. But these things happen. It's cyclical. The seasons change, and that's why it's every 90 days, because when the seasons change, people change. Especially during the holiday season, There's a big drop off because everybody wants to check out, and then there's this big influx in January. So go ahead and explain your poll question answers if you haven't done so. So I'm saying this to you, as I have said, and this is my 5th time saying this, is that it's not, it's simple, but it's not easy to get up every day and do this. And that's why I say I am the baddest mofo walking the face of planet Earth, because of the work that it takes to not only hold myself personally accountable, but I get up every day and teach you how to do it. And then I do everything I need to do. Then I go help my daughter. We go help people. And then I come back home and respond to everything that y'all already did. So this is not for the faint of heart. It is not, it is challenging. It's simple, but it's not easy. And so just like I told my ex-husband, and I say this too, and no one has taken me up on this offer, if it starts getting challenging for you, send me an email. Dr. Donna, this is hard. Where do I go neurologically to get this done? And I will tell you, here is what you need to do. What's taking place? Got it. Here is why that's taking place right now. Here is your wall, and here is the tool that you need to break that wall down. Don't break down. Don't decorate the wall. Don't turn around and come charging at me, because this is your growth opportunity. This is what you came here for. That's why I didn't come to your door, knocking on your door, offering you personal accountability. That's why you have to go to the website. That's why you have to say yes to the challenge, because this is about you. I am just a conduit. I am a mere educator helping you get through this thing called life. So that's what that is. So in the event that you feel like quitting, because quitting is not an option, it gets challenging and it gets tough. Hey, Dr. Donna, listen, I feel like quitting right now. I don't feel like doing this. I don't want to do another challenge. Look, I'm good. Thank you, but I'm out. Okay, cool. I got it. But let's understand why. Let's understand what happens. And so be honest is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So if you hit a wall, say I hit this wall is big, this thing feels like the Great Wall of China, and I can't knock it down right now. Bet. Got it. But let's be honest, because I used to tell Nola this all the time, and Kevin, I'm going to read your response. I used to tell her, I can't be your problem and your solution. Because I know how to put enough pressure. That's the role. I learned it from the military. Pressure is going to make you either break down or break through. And you'll think it's coming from me. But it's not. It's coming from you. I'm just what appears to be the source of that pressure. But I'm not. It's you getting to this wall that you need to knock down. It's you getting to this boundary that you need to build up. And either you're going to do it, you're not going to do it, but at least be honest about why you're not doing it. This is my 5th time saying this on lives at day 520. And I am saying before you say I'm done, really get honest about why you're saying that. And it's okay. Again, this train is going to keep on going from here to the galaxy. But be honest about why it's taking place. Nola, explain your answer for the poll question. Kevin said, I help others because at some point I'm going to need help and I don't want to block my future blessings. And I concur with that, because we have helped many a stranded person with a car. And when Nola's car had that fluid leaking, the gentleman across the street, the neighbor, kept checking on us, told us we could use the bathroom. He even offered the help of a mechanic from their church and everything else. So it is putting out what you put out comes back to you in the world. Okay, Kevin, what did you do yesterday to be objective? I'm following up. We're coming around 3rd. But I had to say that. And I've been remiss to say it. I probably should have said it 20 days ago. So, Kevin, what did you do to be objective yesterday? Again, the principle for real leadership is to help others. To help others. And we have one appointment today at a minimum, so we will be helping people in this 90-degree weather outside. Do you do a count every day? For the live, if that's what you're talking about, yes, I do. I have it at the top of my notebook, right there. day 519. And so today is 520. There we go. Today is 520. So I didn't see your answer, Nola, for the poll question. Help others. I mean, yeah. Do you help others? I mean, I know the answer, but you can feel it all over. Yes, my two businesses help others. Assembled is helping others with their houses and businesses, and with Assembled Sports is helping athletes and coaches with their programs and college. Okay, and then Nola, what did you do yesterday to be objective? I had to be objective a lot yesterday. As we know, I'm coming around by May 10th. I will be 100% clear on not participating in anything unaccountable. So I am pruning the unaccountable negativity bias pathway that exists in my brain. I've just inherited from my ancestors, and I am only having a personal accountability neural pathways in my brain. So it has been interesting because I'm noticing it, and I really can feel it now. I definitely can feel the unaccountability, the biases, and everything, and I can see it, which is hard to explain, but I see it as it is happening. My repairman didn't want to go on a roof yesterday. He said he didn't like the heights. I was upset, but then I had to think, I don't like them either. So I went up with the new guy. Awesome. Totally understand that. And if his gut is saying, you got to remember he was listening to potentially his gut brain. Then that's sending 400 messages to the head brain throughout the day. Okay. What did you learn today? What did you learn today? And I learned the advanced meaning of help others because help, not help others. I had no idea that help was doing all of that. I know I was doing all of that with helping people, but to have that many different aspects of help was quite eye-opening for me. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to stretch a lot today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. That helped. I watched the Nation Championship and posted my thoughts on Instagram. I was objective because I was keeping it on the facts and the stats and didn't necessarily have a team I wanted to win either way, so that helped. Kevin learned helping others is a job within itself. Yes. Nola, what did you learn today? And then Kevin, what did you learn about yourself today? National. Right. What did you learn today? Myself, I need to develop a system for checking up on those I helped. Yes. And part of the reason why you do that as well is if the help didn't work or they didn't apply it, then they don't get to come back and ask for some. Yes, I got it. They don't get to come back and ask for some more help or some different help. It's like, well, what happened to the other help that I gave you? What was with that situation? Because now you come to ask for help for this situation, but if you aren't using the help and it didn't go well, we still on that situation. Don't bring me, because then you just keep helping people and helping people and helping them and helping them, but it's got to be under the actual true definition of help. And that whole saying, you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach him how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. I learned that there are objectives you need to meet to help others. Something I have learned is it helps to ask what people want you need help with instead of assuming. Right. And I used to just help people without them asking, and that was a terrible thing to do. But when you grow up, and not but grew up in a house full of addicts and codependent people, so you just automatically start helping because you really don't want chaos to ensue. So I had to stop doing that, and then you become the person that people only call when they need some help. So I learned that lesson as well. And then finally, for you, Nola, what did you learn today? Kevin, I don't know if you, because you talk about your grandfather, not a lot, but we know, I know about him briefly. So I was watching Queen Charlotte on Netflix because I will extrapolate information from anywhere. And what happened in one of the episodes is that the Lady Danbury husband passed. And so they were doing an experiment, and she had to go to the princess, which was the king's mom, to find out if, because her husband passed, was she going to be able to keep her title and the land and everything. And they didn't know because it was an experiment. And so she came with her son, because technically he would have been the next person to be a Lord Danbury. And they told her, we don't know. So she left out of the room, and she stopped, and she told the son, she said, who are you? And he said, I am Lord such and such of the father's name, and father of son of such and such. And then she went on to say, your people are from Sierra Leone and all of this. So I took that, and then someone else had a post on TikTok that said, you think you're important, but you're actually not. And they said, don't believe me, name all 8 of your great grandparents. So between that scene and that post on TikTok, I got up, I said, I'm about to see what I can see. And what I was able to do is I can name now 5 of my great grandparents. We still got one, my grandfather's mother, my mother's father, maternal grandfather. We have pictures of her. We don't have her name. So we got to somehow get contact. We're going to see about that. See if I can do it another way, go on Ancestry and see if she's listed there before I reach out to my aunt. But we can't get my grandfather, William Thomas's information, because when he was, the only story that we have, he was born in 1919. Only story that we have is that when he was 15, he walked from Florida to Detroit. And so even on his obituary, it just says his parents preceded him in death. And that was it. They did not give the name. So I don't know if I'm going to get the 8. I can get the 6, which is good, especially since how old I am. Obviously, Nola will be able to contact her older sister for my ex-husband's side, because I know Madare and Daddy Shine, but that wasn't their real government names. So she can get that information. So it's just interesting conversation you could potentially have with your son. If you can do it, that's great. So your great-grandparents, to be able to go 4 generations back, especially as disenfranchised as we have been in this country. It's just something to be able to say. That being said, the other thing that I decided yesterday that I'm going to stop saying is this. I don't come from a long line of alcoholics and druggies. I come from good stock. I come from a good lot. I am Goldie and Levi's great-granddaughter. And so I'm going to say the lineage as opposed to that, because that's negativity bias too. So every family got some bad seeds. Everybody family got a pervy uncle and a drunk and a hoe, and it's just like family checklist. Check, 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 check. Even if it's a distant cousin on your daddy's side. We all have that infidelity and everything else. But I wouldn't be, how did I become me if it's not in my DNA? It had to be able to be as strong as I am to be able to endure. I know that it came from Arthur Jethro, the Evelyn the First. It had to, because he was from Barbados. So the good stockness of it all, the legacy of it all, the lineage. I used to be so envious of people when I was in the army, and they would be able to say, my great grandfather did this. I'm like, how you know that? I mean, even Erin Ballard, her grandfather was a prisoner of war in World War II when he came to speak to our class. And at the time, I wasn't even thinking my grandfather served in World War II, which is why we have his flag now. But back then in 1996, I was just like, dang, this is unfair. How come we don't know this information? And we just didn't pass it down. So just a suggestion, Kevin. I'm not saying that you have to do it, and I think Lola might be on here, or Sabrina, whichever one. But see if you can get back to your great grandparents. See if you can get that information, because when you know whose you are, you know whose you are. And so people can't tell you who you ain't. And I just use those two together to decide that's not my narrative anymore. That's some negativity, but you can keep passing that shit down. We keep passing the generational curses down, but not the blessings. And that's with everybody. So I'm unwilling to do it any longer. And I will, and then I got my card here right now, because I got one people on one side and one people on the other, one family, you know, the paternal parents and the maternal grandparents on both sides. I will get the 6. Like I said, it's not on my grandfather's obituary. He was born in 1919. Hell, the children are dying now at this point. I did reach out to my cousin. Only information that she had was that she's the oldest on that side. And she said the only thing that she knew was the story that I just said, which was that when he was 15, he walked from Florida to Detroit. And that's it. So I might get the 6, can't get the 8. Just a suggestion. Okay, Nola said, yes, well, that's great, Lola. Yes, ma'am, that's awesome. Nola said, I learned from myself, unaccountable people are going to keep messing stuff up, so I am protecting my peace and not interacting with them. And that's the whole point, ladies and gentlemen, is that they are going to continue to be unaccountable. And that's why I'm like, I'm shutting this neural pathway down. Because before I used to think, oh, I can help them, and this is going, because they're going to just be unaccountable. They're going to wake up tomorrow. So the way to fix it is you got to be personally accountable. And that's what I'm going to focus on. That's why I'm purging for these next 32 days and get this done. I need a mission for when I turn 52. That's going to be my mission. And so I am preparing, just like in October, I prepare for my new year, which is November 1st. Same thing. What am I going to be doing for the upcoming year? God willing, higher power in the universe. So yes, just something that I'm just sharing with you all, as I am completely transparent in the things that I'm working on and things that I'm thinking about. And it's just important. And the one thing, oh, that's what it is. This probably gonna make me cry. So when Nola was looking for the picture of her great grandmother, that would be, yeah, great. We literally have a letter from my grandfather, my mother's father. He was living in Las Vegas. That's when I had moved back to Detroit because of the divorce. The letter is dated 2005. He literally sent her a letter with the actual, back when him and my grandmother got married in 1942, they used to have these little books, and it would have, they signed their names and then the witnesses that were at the ceremony. So he sent that, and he sent the letter and said, I'm sending y'all this stuff for the grandchildren, for the great grandchildren, because they need to know who they are. And he said, I don't want to give it to your sister because Clifford, that's my Uncle Clifford, he just passed. He gonna throw it in the trash. So I'm trying to give this to y'all so that you can give it to them. Y'all want to know when we got that letter? He sent it to her when we was all living in Michigan in 2005. We got the letter here in Las Vegas in 2021. 16 years. She just had that letter, and he literally said, I'm giving you this to give to them to make sure that they have it. And he said, because this is important. They need to know this stuff. And I just saw the letter, read it yesterday, because she just handed us the stuff and said, take this. Like, how could you not value legacy? That's just absurd to me. I'm like, he literally wrote this letter. We could have had this, could have got more information and understood the process way back in 2005, because he lived to be until 2014. Never even had the information. So I was not happy about that. Like, here she go again. Just soon as I keep trying to forget this lady, here goes some more shit. Insane that how valuable and important it was. My cousin got his Bible when he was in World War II. I should have got it, but it's sitting over there. So he had these things that were important to him that he kept for all these years, and she just put it in a box somewhere and didn't even pay attention to it. Insane. Okay. Enough of that for this morning. Okay. So with that being said, go ahead and use your help others today to help others. Go from there. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, same face, different t-shirt. You all go off and have a terrific Tuesday and take care. Adios.